Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Murphy's Market Minute with Elliot Omenson and a guest, somebody I'm very excited to introduce, Rocky Malloy.
Amen.
How you doing, buddy?
Great, brother.
So he actually came up, you were in Tulsa, but you're from Houston, Texas, Dallas?
That's where we currently live in North Houston.
Yeah. So we're just gonna give you a little bit of a teaser today in the midst of the Murphy's Market Minute. As a preview to the episode of Backseat Ballers that we're filming today with Rocky. So let's get into cover the things in the market real quick, and then we're gonna do like a little 1 minute promo on why you're here and your story. Literally the most interesting man alive. So that guy from Dos Equis is a far distant second place. But so the S&P, it was rocky a little bit. No pun intended. Yeah, look at that.
The rocky road, bro.
It was. The market was rocky. There was a heavy tech pullback, but the S&P for the last 5 days is back up 2.61. The Dow is actually up almost 7 basis points, if you want to know what that is, basically 0.7%. And Nasdaq is up 0.83. So oh, wait, no, that's for the day. Sorry. For the week, it's up 2.89, and the Dow for the week is back up 2.81. So, yeah, we kind of got beat up there for a couple weeks. Consumer sentiment had dropped. There's a bunch of mixed Fed signals as to what they're going to do with the interest rates. But some of the jobs report was better than expected, even though other ones got revised down. I think we mentioned last week that unemployment did tick up to 4.4. So there's a lot of mixed signals coming out of the Fed as to whether they're going to drop interest rates or not. And actually, it's been pretty wild if you track like the odds of those interest rates. They were 70, 80%, plummeted all the way down to 30, and they're back up again. And that just kind of shows you a lot of the issues that are being created just with the uncertainty being driven by the current political climate, not having access to data for a while. And all that kind of stuff. So, but overall, somebody reached out to me the other day and thought that there's going to be a recession. What's really interesting is that since we've gone off the gold, there used to be, previous to going off the gold standard, there was a recession about every 4 years in America. I don't know if a lot of people know that. Since we went off the gold standard, the Fed gained a lot more control of being able to basically just print their way out of recessions. We've dramatically reduced the number of recessions. So I don't really see anything on the horizon of one coming. I think there's still a lot of cash in the system. I think I know that Bitcoin, not that there's too many people that care, but Bitcoin had plummeted all the way down to 82 from 123, I think, maybe as high as 126. It's back up to 87,000. So I think that this last couple of weeks was just a blip. And a lot of times at the end of the year, people sell off a lot of assets to cover tax bills and different stuff like that. So don't really think there's anything to worry about. So on to more entertaining and fun stuff. So Rocky Malloy, what are we going to talk about today? What in a quick synopsis, what's your story arc? And why do you think I call you the most interesting man alive?
Well, my story arc was a young guy that was trying to serve the Lord very aggressively, which ended up in piracy and life sentence for conspiracy to overthrow governments. I was exonerated or at least pardoned, got out, thought I was a mercenary, went on till death did us part almost, and ended up as a children's minister, believe it or not.
that is a wild path.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, you have an incredible better half. She's actually off camera, but sitting in here. And Dutch. And, it's funny when I look at your name, and then when you say it, it's different. So how do you pronounce her first name?
Yoska.
Because the J's like a
Y.
A Y.
Like
Yoska.
yo-yo, Yoska, yeah.
Yoska. Did it take you a while to figure that one out, or?
It took me months. I met her in a combat zone during the Civil War in Nicaragua.
That's also incredible.
So, yeah, I showed up, brother. She was the best looking thing I ever saw. So we were engaged in about 2 weeks.
And no, normally if somebody tells me that a woman's the best looking thing they ever saw in a combat zone, I would think they're probably not actually all that good looking. But you got lucky. You actually, whether combat zone or not, you're talking about a good looking woman.
Yeah, it was pretty restricted to civilians, and it was small arms fire artillery every day. I mean, we were right there on the edge. Yeah, man, she went with it, man. That's all I can tell you.
So how has, and we're going to talk about, I want to talk about this a lot more in our actual episode, but just to wrap this up, how has she helped guide the rest of your life after meeting in Nicaragua?
She provides barriers, right? Okay. Because I'm a high risk tolerant person, so I'm jumping off the cliff all the time.
Yeah.
And she would create barriers where it would help better define the direction I was going.
That's awesome.
And so they always say there's a great woman or something behind every guy, but we've been partners running side by side.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Somebody once told me they say, in the Bible, they talk about the man being the head of the house, but the woman's the neck that turns the head.
Yeah.
I always like that quote.
She's got the body, I got the head.
There you go. There you go. There you go. All right. So that episode it's getting filmed today. It'll probably drop in a couple weeks. So anyways, I hope you all look forward to seeing it. And that's that for this week's episode of Murphy's Market Minute. Check y'all next week. Bye.